Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and for this reading I'm going to read on Jared and the PPP, the, what is it, Personal Protective, I forget what the PPP stands for, but it's basically, you know, the gear that first responders and, you know, nurses, doctors, and everyone who is there for, you know, the treatment of COVID. And we want to know, one of my dear subscribers, Karen, wants to know, did Jared do something with the PPP? Did he, you know, sell it to another country, or like what happened with that? So I am most likely going to use the Lenormand, maybe a Kipper as well, but we'll see. And you know how sometimes you just open a can of worms and you have to use a different system to get down inside of it. But I'm going to look at that today. So, okay. I hope you guys are doing well, by the way. All right, let me drop the camera down and I'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with this little deck that may be Lenormand by Ryan Edward. And yeah, I want to know, because Jared was in charge. I think he was in charge, but there were probably others who were in charge of the, like, economic recovery or disaster, whatever, you know, the loans, the protection, like, program. What was it? I think the PPP stood for Paycheck Protection Program, something like that. But I always think of PPE as well. It's like the personal protective equipment. And did he sell that? So I have a double question here. Did he sell equipment to another country? Or did he do that? And did he, was he involved in those? Because remember, those loans were forgivable. Was he involved in receiving money from forgivable loans? You know, for businesses, all you had to do is have a small business, and you'd have all these expenses, I suppose, that you could get help for, like, you know, payroll, rent, utilities, and your loans and things like that. So let's see what Jared was involved in. Was he involved or not? And if so, what was he involved in? Okay, so bear with me while I get the cards drawn, and then I'll get them all framed up. Oh, well, he's definitely guilty, that's for sure there. Let me make some room here. Let's see. So for our theme, we have the sun. So there was some success. He definitely had some success in this, the money card right here. Here's Trump's card, 45. This has to be Ivanka, because we're reading on Jared, and he would be the main man. Did the man card? No, the man card didn't come through. Ivanka's in on it, too. Wow. Weren't even asking about her, but she's his wife, and that's what that card is all about. So this card shows that there was guilt. But anyway, let's start here with the main. The three cards here are always the main theme. This is one of my trump cards, and this is another one of my trump cards, because it's 45, and this card was coming through all the time when I did daily readings on him a long time ago when he got COVID. But anyway, So this is a yes card. Yes, it will be revealed that money went to Ivanka and Donald and Trump. It went to the whole family. And yes, it will be revealed that the, bloviating hot air, overblown ego of Donald John Trump, it was all widespread. It's going to come through suddenly. The information will come through suddenly. I think because of his position, he was able to get the loans out suddenly. So there's something that's going to come out, or maybe it's already come out and I just am completely ignorant of it. But for sure, they took advantage of a situation, of a brand new situation that had been put in place. So here they were, basically. Or not basically, here they were. This is what they were doing. They were not protecting us from the coronavirus in any way, shape, or form, but instead they turned into, like a pariah. They turned into the Trump organization became a vampire upon society. Yeah. This is Trump here, always talking about all kinds of stuff. This is Trump distracting, bloviatingly, distracting. And suddenly when funds were released, I think, they were able to take it from, I believe they took the money from, well, of course, there was only a certain amount of money allotted, because they were, like I said, they were, I do remember that the loans were, forgivable. They didn't have to pay them back. So there would only be a certain amount of money that was out there, and I don't know what that amount was. But I do remember something in the 700 billion area, or I don't think it would have been as small as 700 million. I think it was 700 billion that Congress had appropriated for, or allocated for the Trump administration to dispense, So they took advantage of that. Yes, definitely. This could be the adult children who were all in on it. And any of their loyal friends, they suddenly were in on it as well. Trump, it's going to be revealed someday that Trump was the one who spoke about it, but he would distract in other ways as well, while the actual movement of the funds went towards them. And then with this card here, this 45 card, yes, there's a double meaning of Trump, but this is also personal protective equipment, that it's possible that they received funds, some take on that. Because this card here is guilt. I wouldn't have gotten this card if they weren't for sure guilty. They preyed upon the... They literally preyed upon the society, the situation. This is COVID right here, these two cards together. But they moved the money in maybe widespread ways that benefited their loyal people. Wow. My goodness. So, okay, so we've established that. Now I think I will use the Kipper and see, well, let's get some more information from the Kipper, but also I want to know what's going to happen. Will they be caught? Will there, there has to be records. There must be records. Oh, and by the way, uh, Karen Ettinger is an excellent real estate agent. She's been in real estate, I think, for 27, 37, I forget, but long time in Seattle. So anybody in Washington State that might want, I'm sure she works in other areas, that might want to buy a new home or sell their home. Maybe Karen, you can put your information in one of the comments or something for how they can get a hold of you, and I'll make sure it gets out. It might get stuck in my review area for a little while, but then I'll make sure it gets out. So just to remember that. This is such a good question, Karen. I hadn't even, I kind of let it slide past. There's been so much. Oh, goodness, with Trump. There's so much. So let's see what they did in the past and how it's going to go for them in the future. Because we've gotten clear, what we have established so far is that it's wasn't just Jared in on it. The whole family. It's the whole family and some other loyal people. So, we're talking Giuliani, we're talking anybody who's been loyal to Trump, loyal to the family. Yep, there's Ivanka. There's Jared. That could be Trump. Ooh. Yeah, I want to know the future. How's this going to go down for the Trump family? It's Trump family of con artists and grifters. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm getting a little more information here. I might have to draw some more cards, but let's look at this first, of course. So with Trump's in the middle here, so he's the theme. He's part of this theme here. This theme of any way to grift the money. They don't care if it's risky. They don't care where it comes from. It's all about just get the money in because, they're just completely transactional in nature. That's the way the whole family is. He knights over here to foreign influences. So yes, absolutely, some of the PPE was sold to foreign countries that we needed, and then we didn't have. Right? Remember that shortage we had for a while. Now we know why. But he is tortured with worry and stress over many things, but this is just another one of them. And it will not end well for him, and he is being investigated and being watched. This could have to do with, definitely his reputation has ended and is ending even more and more every day. It's getting worse and worse for him. And this could be Ivanka, because Ivanka, Jared, and Trump have shown up here. And this could be, remember Ivanka had a patent on coffins? I think it was with China to have coffins built. So this is where her grift is in here. She's made money off of. So this is Trump having the information. Remember we had the birds card, we had Trump and the birds card and all that. This is about Trump having the information of COVID for months before it was even announced. This goes with Bob Woodward's book titled Rage, where Trump said that he admitted these were tapes. Remember, we had the birds card in the Lunamon is all about verbal exchanges. So Bob Woodward had the tapes where Donald Trump said that he knew about it. He knew that it was an airborne disease, and he knew about it in late January. So Ivanka, got her patent right away, or maybe she had it earlier, whatever. I don't know. Maybe she had some, psychic insight or something to just go ahead, and she wanted to make coffins. But whatever. There. This is just a big part of the grift, and I don't know if, well, because this card mirrors her. Yeah, she will be investigated. This card is all about investigations and being watched. It's all about yearning and longing, so this would be her too. She probably wants all this to be over, but we can, of course we can read these on different levels. This would be her coffin, scheme, coffin patents, whatever. Literally her reputation, like her brand of coffins, hers and Jared's. And it benefited them immensely. And then also with the PPP loans, for the business loans, the forgivable loans from Congress, that would be a big ka-ching, right? We've got that right here. Trump, Jared, Ivanka. And it did put us, if we read this from the past, it did put us in despair because we didn't have what we needed to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? Can you imagine being a nurse or a doctor and not having the N95 masks that you need, or the coveralls? You know what I mean? Those things were on the news all the time. If you watched a channel that showed the process, well, like MSNBC, they were. I remember those. It was just horrific. So your heart just goes out to everyone on the front lines. And she had control over that. So all this is her karma coming back on her and them, all of them. This is all of them being tortured with worry, major stress, major self-destruction, serious problems. This is my 9 of Swords card, in the Kipper. It can have to do with sleepless nights as well, just like the 9 of Swords. So they're guilty. Let me add another layer to see more of their future. So far, in summary, we've established that they're guilty, and they're guilty of taking money. I don't know if they got kickbacks or they. I would just bet that. Because Trump is, they know how to create new. That's what he did from the get-go with his dad. Or after his dad died, they created that. Oh, what was the name of that company? Oh, shoot. I can't even remember the name of it. They created a company to put everything under, like in a shell. They create shell companies so that they could present invoices and then draw funds from. So you can bet that they've done all that. They know how to organize that way. But let's look at their future. How's this going to go down for them? Kind of out of room here. Interesting. Well, because I was asking about Jared, this could be Jared, and now maybe I was wrong about this guy not being Jared. Maybe this is Don Jr. Maybe Don, because we've got all the players here now. We have Ivanka, if this is Don Jr., because this is a sister and brother card, and the main male would be Ivanka, I'm sorry, Jared, because that's who I was reading on. And this is like the dad or grandfather card, which would be Trump. Okay, future. Well, it's going to take quite some time. That would be the investigation that would take quite some time because it knights over here to the investigation card. Ooh, adjudication. So there will be some, there will be a court case. There will be some, the number 30 card has to do with another, being investigation. Both of these are this would be the investigator and this is the investigation. This could be the IRS. This could be a judge. This would be the judge, any judge. Okay, so future, more in the future. Well, they're going to find out who was involved. They're going to bring in all the, there'll be a judge that'll be investigating meetings. There's probably some, everybody who was in bed. Everybody who received the gift, and then they're obsessively thinking about it. And there will be some subpoena at some point. This is a card of receiving a document that you don't want to get. And who worked on it? This card would have to do with the actual companies that received the PPP loans. It's like personal paycheck protection or whatever program, who received those loans. So that's the investigation into those companies. And they're probably going to find, it's going to take them some time, but they're probably going to find quite a bit of, this would be Ivanka as well. It's Ivanka because I was asking about Jared, but maybe Melania she had her grift in there as well. But anyway, I get that they're all in on it. I don't see anybody going to jail over it, but I get that there's an investigation. Would they maybe be forced to pay it back is the question when it's been a grift, right? But there's going to be an investigation into the company. So I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on this and read on it if it comes up in the news. Because, everything does. And we have this pathway card here. That card to me is about the possibility of it taking a couple of years. So we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, so good question, Karen. Thank you. And I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to get this uploaded and I'll see you back here later. Bye.